she noticed that I changed from my flip-flops into my running shoes just in case the casino, like something crazy happened. And I said, if I don't come back, like, meet me off property at this certain hotel.
Bye, honey, I'm going to work. Don't have a lot of time to explain right now. I got a few more minutes before I'm supposed to be in orientation for jury duty. So I'm gonna have to explain more after the meeting. I'm kind of stressed out too because I had to park somewhere quick, and I parked somewhere where you only had coins, and I brought coins, but I didn't bring enough coins. So I'm hoping I don't get towed. I feel like school just got out. Here's the courthouse. Let's hope A, my car is still there, and B, I can't find my car keys. I think I left them in the car. So let's hope my car is still there. And let's hope I didn't get a ticket for not putting in enough coins. I think I was pretty close though. I'm so glad that's over. Thank you, Jesus. It's there. And I had 3 minutes left. No ticket. And look. Oh my gosh. Look where I left my keys. Right there. That was an interesting experience, for sure. Definitely out of the ordinary of my daily life. I felt like I was in school. There was about 200 people. A good third of us was standing because there wasn't enough seats. So school was even a little better. If it was Ben filming, he probably would have filmed more, but I only had enough guts to film basically people's legs, so that's what you saw. There was this palm sweating time for me when they were picking the grand jury. I think it probably would have been an interesting experience, but you work every Thursday for 3 months. Yeah, it was really interesting seeing the judge, seeing all these people from all walks of life there. Okay, so I have gotten called for jury duty. First of all, I've never served in jury duty before, so this is all brand new to me. I got called the last 2 years, and I have gotten out of it because I've said that I'm the primary caregiver for my young children. The first year I had, Rainier was a baby, and the second year we were on the AT, and I was like, because you put in your excuse for why you want to be dismissed for this year, and then it takes months for them to get back to you. So I remember being on the AT and just super stressed out that I was gonna get picked, and then I would have to like leave the AT, or if I didn't leave the AT, I would get in trouble somehow, maybe get thrown in jail. And Ben just thinks all these fears are so ridiculous. And they are kind of ridiculous, but were pretty real to me. When I got called again, I just had the mindset of, I just want to get this over with. I know we're gonna be around this year, but it turns out they really only leave you alone for 2 years, and then you could randomly be called back again. I kind of regret my decision because Ben wished I would have just asked to be excused again, since I have little kids and I'm their primary caregiver and stuff. I was just like too afraid to do that because I didn't want to deal with it next year in case we were not home or whatever we were doing next year. And I don't know. At first I really regretted my decision, but after today I'm like, well, it's gonna be a pain in the ass because you have to call 5 days a week after in the afternoon to see if you're called in that week. Chances are I probably won't be serving a whole lot. I'm hoping just for a few days out of the 90 days. And it will be an interesting experience. But yeah, I kind of wish I wouldn't have to do this, but it is what it is now. But Ben and I, you know, kind of got into it where he's, you know, didn't really have a whole lot of tolerance for my fear around that, because he just doesn't have those same issues. So that was a little difficult to have to work through. I think I'm gonna go to a coffee shop and pick something up for Dove because she's watching Rainier. Honey, I'm home. Did you make me dinner? I already told them what you thought about this thing. And how you were like, why are you so afraid? That's so silly.
I never said it was silly.
Yeah, he never said. I felt that way. Okay. This is for watching Rainier. Thank you.
It's Friday, which means I am going out to lunch with my parents. Today is my dad's choice. He gets to choose where we're going. Alright, this is really weird. My dad chose a casino for our lunch, which wasn't entirely his idea. Like, I actually saw the billboard because they have this special for their buffet. But this casino, it's like 5 minutes from our house, and I've never been here before. I'm a little bit nervous. I think I'm allowed to be here, and I don't think I'll be kicked out, but I've heard stories of some of my friends getting kicked out. It's been a while since I've been in casinos. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, this is like kind of from a previous life. Casinos don't really like me. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-589-9966. Okay, this is not working out very well. They already told me that I have to go back to my car to take my pocket knife back, and I'm not allowed to film in here. For all Club Jack members, are you guys Club Jack members? No. Look at us. We're members. Alright, we gotta pay up front, so my mom's gotta choose the credit card now. This pocket pays or this pocket pays?
Well, I usually do here. What do you have here? Here, how about left?
Wait, your left or my left?
You're here.
Here? Dang it, you switched it. Ah, I have to pay today, and it's a casino. That's like a double kick in the nuts. Jeez. $24.94, there you go. All right, let's see if this is worth the $7.77. Before you get anything, it's important to check out the entire buffet to make sure you're not filling up on suboptimal things. I think we'll do okay because I got just about $7 worth of berries right there. All right, time for dessert. Man, all casino desserts are the exact same. So gross.
And I didn't see any berry. Berry either.
Scale of 1 to 10. How do you rank this buffet?
I got what I wanted. Kimchi and fish.
So
I'm okay today.
I know. What number? You have to pick a number.
If I evaluate overall, maybe 6.
Okay.
7.
7. I give this like 4.
Yeah, I understand. Around 5.
Oh, you're going down here. Mostly because the berries made it go up a point. If I was paying full price, it'd be maybe it's a 5. I don't know. Well, that wasn't the worst choice I've ever made to go to that casino for lunch. I recently got a question from someone named John that asked, will you ever discuss Blackjack Apprenticeship and more importantly, your movie? I understand reasons not to, but that is how I discovered this channel. And I'm glad it's completely different, but I've always been curious about your take now. All right, John, since you asked, and since I went to a casino today, I thought what better time to talk about this. Some of you guys might know, but in a previous lifetime, it feels like, I was a professional blackjack player. And there's like a whole story here, and I know I always say this, but I'm writing about it in a book that I just found out I need to rewrite the entire last third to. So I did what's called counting cards. It's where you can mathematically beat the game of blackjack. It is 100% legal, but it is frowned upon by the casinos, and they don't like it because basically you're winning money from them. And casinos exist, contrary to what they say on the billboards, to win money from you. They're not a generosity machine. And my time spent casinos, getting kicked out, being abused, being discriminated against, to give it a little bit of dramatic language, but actually it's not.
Can we just play blackjack? We don't want you to. Can we just play like 1 or 2 hands?
You're gonna be trespassed. No, you're gonna be trespassed.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey,
all right, yeah.
We'll leave. No, don't worry about it.
All right.
All right.
All right, turn it off.
Made me really, really, really hate casinos because I saw the underbelly of how they operate and how inconsistent they are. But none of this changes the fact that for about 10 years, I made my living off of casinos. I actually have an ebook that I wrote a while ago that I think is actually pretty okay, that tells the story in detail of how I got into blackjack. I'll put that link down below. It's on Amazon. But I played blackjack with friends, and this was like traveling all over the country, just crazy stuff. I mean, getting kicked out, carrying like just pocketfuls of cash, and really having the time of our lives. And then I went on to start one of the biggest teams in the world with some friends, and that whole story is detailed in this documentary called Holy Rollers, the true story of card counting Christians. All these stories were like somewhat notorious, like they were on the Colbert Report, and they got me in Cigar Aficionado magazine, and they were featured in Playboy and the New York Times and CNN and all these things. But check out the back. This is my pictures of my disguises. Because although everything was completely legal, it was very frowned upon, and if casinos knew what we were up to, they would kick us out for basically no good reason except for that they have the right to discriminate against people for using their brain. Then I went on to help found what became the largest blackjack training website in the world, and I made a significant amount of money off doing that, going to Vegas and training people how to play. And being as that we hated casinos, the nice thing about blackjack is when you're playing the game, you're playing against the house, so you're not playing against other players. So every dollar that I won, I like to think of it as like we were taking $1 away from the casino and whatever the casino's mission was. So I don't know exactly, but over the course of my career, both as playing and managing a team and training people how to play, I think I'm responsible for maybe around like $5 million, give or take, being taken from casinos. But eventually, I started to get kind of sick of blackjack for I think 2 reasons. One is it just gets old getting chased around and kicked out of places. And the second is, I started to think that although I learned a lot from it, it helped me break these barriers of like actually using my mind and getting into a business world, which I was really against at the time. But I thought that there was better ways to use my talents and my skill sets. And I started to go into the startup world, and then ultimately I ended up here. It's really funny looking back at this area of my life that I was really pretty obsessed with. I mean, it was my job for a while, and all I thought about was blackjack. And I haven't been in a casino really in 5 years. The last time we went, we were on this Caribbean island, and like I just decided I was gonna take $8,000 cash last minute. So I packed it and I played, and I just played like for like 2 nights, like 2 hours each. And I went out the second night and I told Cammie. She noticed that I changed from my flip-flops into my running shoes just in case the casino, like something crazy happened. And I said, if I don't come back, like meet me off property at this certain hotel. And I think that trip I won something like, I think it was $28,000. I forget. It was less than 30. And that was the last time I ever played. And I have like no desire to go back. I mean, like every once in a while I think like, oh, if I like just go right across the river, it's like 3 miles away, I can make a bunch of money. But it's just not what drives me anymore. So I don't. But living on those like extremes and seeing money just as this like tool. I mean, money were these like chips on a table, and you could have a stack of chips this big that were red chips, that'd be $100. Or you could have a stack of white chips, that'd be $20,000. And they all looked the same, and they felt the exact same, and they acted the same way. And it really changed my perspective of money, because I saw, if you're not gonna be happy with this many red chips, you're not gonna be happy with this many white chips. And if you have a whole rack of red chips and you're not happy, a whole rack of white chips doesn't make you happy either. Yeah, it really framed a lot of how I got to where I am today. So I am really excited to get this book done, and my goal is to have it done by my 40th birthday. And every once in a while I get like a postcard in the mail from this casino in the Caribbean, and they're offering to fly me back and give me like $1,000 and free hotel and food if I just come back. So every once in a while I think, oh, maybe I could go there and use it as a writing retreat and just like enjoy the free food, but I doubt it will ever happen. So that's the blackjack story. I was raised to believe that Christians didn't gamble. I walked out of casinos thinking the whole thing was a sin. Anyways, that's upstairs in the attic. I still have that painting up there. Oh man, I am not feeling good. I don't know if it's the casino food.
But you look kind of pale.
Well, will you take care of me?
Yeah, of course.
Look at this. It says Amanda and Keith, and I was like, who's Amanda and Keith? And then I was like, oh, that's Peely.
Oh my gosh.
Together with their families,
look at that.
Amanda Bess request a presence at their wedding. Look at that picture.
That's awesome. Every week we take 24 hours starting Friday night to Saturday night just to stop whatever work we normally do, whatever things we normally, to make ourselves feel good enough. We just try to stop all of that and just enjoy existing and being loved and loving other people. We know that we need that reminder every single week, because without it, we tend to just think that we're defined by what we do or things outside of ourselves, but not who we actually are. Who we actually are is inside of us, and we're good enough, just how we are. But I need that reminder every single week.
I have a request.
More than once a week.
For you guys. We recorded our best podcast ever yesterday night, which is like our most important idea, and it revolves around identity and who we are, and especially with kids, how that can impact our parenting. I would really, really love it if you would check that out. If you are interested in like what our life looks like or how we parent or what we believe, this podcast is the best like way to understand us, basically. And I think it's an idea that's easily transferable and can easily change with other people, but I can almost guarantee you haven't heard anything like it. That's like, so I'm gonna put the link below. I really would love it if you could check that out. Yeah. I don't like to plug the podcast much, but if you don't listen to the podcast at all, if you listen to this one episode, that would make me happy in life.
Well, wherever you are at, we hope that you...
Well,
hold on. We hope that you can enjoy some rest from what you do and just be able to say to yourself that I am good enough just as I am, and I am loved and I am accepted just as I am.
We'll see you guys next week. You ready to say it? Ready?
I want to watch Spider-Man.
I don't think we're watching Spider-Man tonight. But we're going to say Shabbat Shalom now. Ready?
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Shabbat Shalom.
This way.
I don't mean to cause any trouble. We just want to play some blackjack.
No casino on the strips will let you do that. Come on.
I mean, what if it's just for... I mean, we're not trying to cheat or anything.
Understand, it's not allowed.